Alright, let's try this again. I actually meant to make this video earlier, and I was in the middle of it, and then I got a call. And, I'm like, usually when I get calls like that, sometimes I have to answer them and all that, so I answered this one, and, I was like very far into the video, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to have to redo this again right off the bat in case I get another call or something. So, but anywho, I'm gonna try this again. So, in this video, I want to talk about the new Inside Out movie because the first one was really good, and a lot of people can agree with me that it was a very good film. Consider that, that the 2010s did not have a whole lot of great Pixar movies. Like, I thought Brave was boring, a lot of other people did, and then, people were hating some of the sequels and stuff, and I hated some of them, or I didn't hate a lot of them, but I had problems with some of them and all that, like Incredibles and all that, but I thought that it was alright. But my point is Inside Out, the very first one, was a very, very well-known, very popular movie. And now we're getting a sequel to it. We're getting a sequel to the Inside Out movie. I'm not sure if I mentioned the sequel in the past or not. I made so many, pop culture videos at this point, with news and all that I can't even keep up, but I will say I did watch the trailer. I watched the trailer and all that, and, I want to tell you guys my thoughts on the trailer, but I will say this too, that this is something that's interesting about Inside Out, but Inside Out will be the very first Pixar movie that was released when Disney bought Pixar back in 2006 that actually gets a sequel. Because, other movies have gotten sequels in the past, like Toy Story got a sequel. It actually got one before Disney bought Pixar, and then, and then we got one from Finding Nemo and all that. It was more of a spin-off film than anything else. And then we had Cars got a sequel and all that, and Cars was released right before Disney bought Pixar. But my point is now we're getting a sequel to a Pixar movie that came out later. That is not a Toy Story or a Cars movie. Because if I think about it correctly, I believe that A Bug's Life was the only Pixar movie from the original run that did not get a sequel. So I'm wondering if we'll get that down the road too or not. I don't know. I don't know if that one needs a sequel, because that one kind of ended. I mean, it could get a sequel, but I don't know. I mean, it would be nice to see some cool new animation for it, but I don't know. But I know people are kind of split on this Inside Out announcement that was made and all that. It was actually announced that I think it was announced I believe in D23, so it was announced before Bob Iger came back, and Bob Iger announced like 3 more sequels after that. One was Toy Story 5, but I'd rather not talk about that one because I have less faith in that one than I do in this movie, because they've already made 4 of them at this point, I mean, it could be good, who knows, but usually when they make that many, it could be bad. But I mean, Shrek's also having a 5th movie too, so who knows, But yeah, I mean, consider that the 4th one though was garbage and all that. I don't really know, but anywho, yes, this is This is the sequel to Inside Out and all that, which is supposed to come out next year. I hear. But I was gonna say that I watched the trailer of this, and I gotta say the trailer actually doesn't look bad. Like it looks okay, but I feel like it's very, very short. Like it's really short. Like it's too short. Like and it kind of reveals stuff the audience already was expecting in the movie. We're gonna get new emotions. We're gonna get, Riley's gonna be older. We already kind of knew that, and everything pretty much people were predicting was in the trailer. And speaking of Riley being older, apparently now she's 13 years old. So she went from being 11, 12, and then 13. So they've been just going 1 year up at a time. That kind of feels kind of weird. I'm like, why not make her 14 or 15? Or maybe 16. I mean, 16 may be a little too old, because usually at that time you're like in high school or something. But I don't know. I mean, they can make it where she's like, maybe they can make it where she's like graduating from 8th grade or something and going to 9th, like as a 15-year-old. I don't know, but it just seems kind of weird. I mean, the first movie, was focusing on Riley growing up and Joy bonding with Riley, as someone inside her head, which is kind of weird but kind of cool at the same time. But but the movie spends most of the time with her being 11, and at the end of the movie she's 12. So I don't really get why they made her 13. Like, why not jump the age up a little bit? It just seems kind of weird this way. But I don't know. But yeah, the trailer though. The trailer's all right. I think there's some interesting it's not really a whole lot of interesting stuff we haven't seen already. But I mean, because we have some people that are jumping in the window somehow. How the heck do they jump in the window? If they're on islands or something. In the first movie, they're on islands. I guess they must have climbed the rope or something. I really don't know. Or flew. I don't really know. I never. That's one thing I never actually understand about the first movie. How come Joy and Sadness didn't try to find a way to fly up there? I don't really get that. Why do they need to use an island to cross? I don't know, but yeah, it's kind of strange. They're in the center of a giant pit, and these things just come jumping on the board, the window, and then building a new keyboard and all that. But I don't know. But it is kind of strange. But I don't know. But I do know that that it was a very short trailer, and there wasn't a whole, I think it was about 30 seconds long. It was not very long at all, and very short. But it did look more entertaining than the Elemental movie. Now, I didn't, the Elemental trailer, I should say. The movie itself wasn't that bad. I thought it was all. I think I gave it a meh. I think it wasn't it wasn't a huge, it wasn't a movie that I liked a whole lot. But I found some moments that they were nice in the movie. But the trailer itself was not that good. It was kind of just not very good. But I can see why some people might like it. But the trailer, like I said, the trailer basically did what this movie did, kind of just threw a bunch of stuff we kind of already expected, only the trailer kind of more so threw a bunch of stuff that were in the movie itself. So I'm hoping there's a lot more in the movie than what's in the trailer, because yeah, that was the problem with Elemental, it was basically a whole love story. There wasn't much to it. And yeah, like I said, it had some moments I liked, but I didn't care for it that much. But I can see why some people might like it, but I don't know. But yeah, but one thing I want to mention in this trailer, because I'm trying to make this video kind of quick in case I get interrupted again, because I have no way of stopping the video or something. Like by pausing it. But I'm gonna say this, that there's, you guys see these little elemental things down here? Apparently they're revealing new emotions. We're gonna have new emotions in this movie, which, like I said, it was expected because people predicted it. I think I predicted it. I mean, there's a lot of, like, it was kind of predictable, but one emotion that a lot of people seem to be interested in, but to me, not so much, is this emotion right here. Her name apparently is Anxiety. And I gotta say, she is freaking horrifying looking. Like, she freaking looks horrifying. Like, look at her. She's got eyeballs on her mouth. Her mouth's just, like, big, and it just looks weird. Like, her hairstyle is alright, but why is there, like, her, like, eyes on her mouth and all that? It just looks really weird. And again, emotions are gonna look kind of weird. I mean, look at, the purple guy over here, I think his name's, Fear, I think is his name. Yeah, Fear's his name, he's kind of scary looking and all. I mean, he's not scary, but he looks weird. But he has a head and all that, and, like, but she's got, like, no head. She just has, like, these weird looking teeth, and then you got her eyes on there, and her eyebrows are, like in the air, they're not even on anything. It just looks so weird, like it looks freaking horrifying. Like, it really does. Like, I really don't like her design. Like, I wish they would have gave her, like, a head or something. She just looks so weird. But, I don't know, but even with her, like, with the design down, unless I gotta say she's Anxiety, but, like, there's Fear. No, Fear's kind of an anxiety emotion, I would think they would make her, like, an embarrassed emotion or something. Because embarrassed is kind of a mixture of like, sad. It's like a mixture of sadness and fear a little bit. Like, or actually, I wouldn't even say sad. I'd probably say more fear. But when fear is usually, what you're afraid of, while, being embarrassed, I guess technically you can be. I mean, you can be embarrassed by someone. I don't know, like, but you don't know what you're thinking. So it is kind of similar to fear, but it's a little bit different. But anxiety, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it just seems kind of strange. But I don't know. But yeah, I don't know much about this. I do know there's going to be a love emotion in the movie, and I don't know about the other emotions, but I do know some of the voice actors have been replaced. I heard about they were doing that. Like Disgust is not going to be voiced by the same person, I think, and I think there was someone else. I can't remember the other ones, but I think everyone else pretty much returned, though. I'm not sure why they didn't return, but knowing Disney, there's always something going on behind the scenes, but I don't know. But the trailer, though, of this movie does look all right. It looks like it could be interesting, but I remember I thought the same thing about Toy Story 4. I thought, like, the trailer looked actually pretty decent, but then I watched the movie. It was freaking a disaster. They made all the characters unlikable. They took out all the elements that made the first story so good, and I just did not like it. I especially didn't like how Woody was no longer the leader of the toys. They put this doll there, and, like, they did a lot of stuff I hated. But I don't know. One thing I want to talk about before I do let this go, because this is actually kind of interesting too, because I'm going to be talking about another movie that's coming out. I hear about is I'm going to talk about this. I want to mention this real quick. That there was supposed to be another movie that was supposed to be coming out. I've actually talked about it before. It was delayed because of the pandemic or something like that. They're blaming not pandemic. They're blaming the writer's strike for it. It was another Pixar movie that already had a trailer and everything. We already knew details about it, and they freaking pushed it to 2025. Yes, it's being pushed to 2025, but this movie is coming out next year still. And it's probably coming out because it's a sequel. Because it's a sequel to a movie. So, that they already know it's going to be good. Because Hollywood, doesn't feel like they give these movies a chance. And all that. They kind of just run a lot of these movies to the ground. I mean, Elemental was basically set to die, but somehow it came back. But it still didn't make its money back that they were hoping for. So it technically was kind of a failure, kind of not. But it did make some money, but it didn't make a whole lot. So, like, I knew a lot of people that didn't even go to the theaters to see it, but I did. I went to the theaters to see it, and I saw that. I saw the trailer to that other movie. I can't remember what it was. I think it's Ebo or something like that. It starts with the letter E, I think. I can't remember the name very well because I've only seen the trailer a couple of times. But yeah, I don't know, I just don't really, I don't know, I just don't get why they did this. Like, why couldn't they just let both movies come out at the same time, or maybe they could have pushed like Elemental to come out like in 2025. I mean, it would be nice to have both of them come out, but because they've done this before. But of course, they're gonna blame the writer's strike, even though this movie had a freaking. The other one had a trailer and all of that, and that was like months ago. And but this movie here just now got a trailer and all that, so we're now getting details. So it's not even coming out until next year in June. Which I believe was originally the plan for the other movie, the other Pixar movie about the boy going to space, but I don't know. But yeah, it definitely is upsetting that they're doing this, but what can you say? Honestly, I'm even surprised freaking Pixar is even going on still, because with Disney, acquiring crap in their history and all that, they've shut things down, they've merged stuff together. And they're actually gonna be merging Hulu together too, so Hulu's gonna be gone, so that's another thing that they blew their money on Fox, which I'll be talking about in just a second. I just want to make sure I got everything else kind of straightened out here. I think I don't have anything else really to say about the trailer here and all that, because I think I've said everything. It looks like it could be interesting, but we don't really have much of a story. They kind of just introduced a new character, which she does look hideous, but hideous ain't scary. I wouldn't use the word hideous, but I don't know, but it's just like something that could have came out of the Muppets or something, but horrifying. But I don't know. I don't think there's really much else I really need to say about this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and probably move on to something about the whole Fox thing I was telling you guys about. So, I want to talk about this here. So, remember Peanuts? Remember the first movie, how it was really, really good? It was really good. Well, apparently they're actually making a sequel to it. They're making a sequel to this movie. But I have some good news for you guys. Hopefully it's actually true. But I've been hearing that it's gonna be going to this one streaming platform. I think it's called Apple or something, which unfortunately means you gotta subscribe to another streaming platform to watch it. But the good news is it's not gonna be made under Disney. And the reason why I say that is because, the last movie they made was not very good. It was a sequel to Ice Age, or more so a spin-off, but it just felt more like a sequel. It didn't feel like a spin-off too much. It was Adventures of Buck Wild. Yeah, that one was like really bad and all that, and the animation was bad because Disney shut down Blue Sky back in 2021, which by the way, like, I think it was either 2021 or 2022. I can't remember. I think it was 2021. I think it's when they shut it down. I can't keep up with the years. Like I said, this whole pandemic thing's got things screwed up. But they did shut that down. they shut Blue Sky down and all that. And it pissed off so many people because even though their movies, some of them were not like huge successes and they weren't very good, but a lot of them were very popular and all that. And even though they made like 5 Ice Age movies, 6 now because Disney wanted to milk more money out of it, they still had. I've been hearing people say that the 3 Ice Age movies, maybe 4, are good. And then, you got the first Rio movie and all that. And they made a lot of really good movies that people like. But yeah, this one was one of them. I really liked this movie. I thought it was really good. And I thought it was a really good movie. And, I remember reviewing it back. And I liked the whole message of it. With, like being yourself and all that. You don't have to be someone else or do something good to like very good, like winning a competition or something to impress someone, I really like that. Yeah, that brings me back to memories when I said my knees came out of place. It was very painful. It freaking sucked. I remember I didn't even think I was even going to be able to do that video then, but that day I thought I was going to have to wait till the next day, but luckily I got it under control. But yeah, it hurt so bad, like, you have no idea how bad it hurt. It hurt freaking bad. I should have called the doc, like the hospital or something, but I was not thinking about that very well. But yeah, it happened a few times. I should have just, done it. I don't know why I didn't, but yeah, I don't know though, But yeah, basically though, my point is even though I did not like that, I did have a fun time reviewing the movie, because I reviewed it, because I watched it the night before and I reviewed it, so I definitely had a very fun time with it, and I'm so glad they're making a sequel, and it ain't by Disney, it'll be by some people on Apple. I hear you can't even watch this movie on Disney Plus anymore. I'm not sure if it's still there or not. I don't know if they brought it back or not. But I know Disney's been losing, I think, the rights to a lot of 20th Century Fox movies, because here's the thing. A lot of them were partnered up with Fox. And I think people might be just like, you know what, we're fed up with Disney's bullshit and the way they treat their staff, so let's just move our crap somewhere else, which is good for them, because Disney's had a record of making, bad decisions with stuff and all that. Again, they're going to merge Hulu with Disney Plus, which is very stupid because that means they're going to lose more money. And it's going to kill off a platform people grew up to like. And I know it's only available in America, but still. But I'm really happy about this. I'm really happy that hopefully it'll still have very good animation and all that. Because what I've been hearing is this movie's going to take place in the city, is what I've been hearing. The sequel is going to take place in the city. It's going to take place in the city and all that, and I'm hoping maybe they'll still use this animation style. If it's going to be a sequel, they would probably have to, It'd be kind of weird for them not to. Especially when Disney's making a prequel to the Lion King movie that came out in 1990. I think it was 1991 or 1993. I can't remember, but that movie was really good, and so were its sequels. And then they were both animated, but then Disney decides to make a live action adaptation of it, and some people are telling me that we like live action remakes and all that, and I'm fine with, I don't really like live action remakes, but if they want to make them, that's fine. But this was originally an animated movie. It probably would sell really well if it were, even if it's not good, it would do a lot better if it were a 2D animated movie. But I don't know. The Lion Guard was a 2D animated show of the Lion King, so I don't know, but yeah, I don't know, but I'm hoping this movie will be actually good, though, because the first one was really good. I love the first one, and yeah, the animation, the CGI actually looks really good. it's kind of rare to actually find like this stuff where it looks good in CGI. Like it really is. Most of the time, it ends up looking worse. Like I was actually watching a top I think a top like I think it was a top 7, I believe, like worst modern cartoons or something like Phantom Strider was talking about, and he showed a lot of them that are like CGI and they don't look very good. One that I'm surprised he didn't put on there was a Blue's Clues one called Blue's Clues and You. And the animation there actually looks worse than the original. The original one had some really good animation, but I mean some stuff was CGI, but a lot of it was like different animations and all. It looked a lot more colorful and all, and not as dark. But I don't know. But I don't know though. But I'm gonna say this though, that I am definitely excited for this sequel. Hopefully it's true, and I'm really hoping Disney is not gonna make it because, like, especially what they did to Adventures of Buck Wild, because it looks bad and all that. And even though Blue Sky is gone, you know, at least some of their films will live on, you know, in our hearts. But yeah. But anywho, guys, tell me what you guys think about this. And I'm curious, who out here actually has Apple TV? I don't think we've got Apple TV that I'm aware of, but who knows? Anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and let things go from here. I think that's just basically it. Yep, it's it. Making sure I didn't have any more slides, because I had to redo this video, but anywho, guys, see you guys later. Bye-bye.